of course salary, and this is dependent on the job title, is dependent on different companies, is dependent as well on nationality. Don't ask me how, but yes. Hello Littlesilver family, how are you all doing? Welcome and welcome back to this video. Thank you for supporting me, thank you for watching my videos, and I love you very much. So today's video we are going to look at the job benefits. Like, you have gone through the interview process, you've received your offer letter, and now it's time to know what's in it for you. This is all mentioned in your job offer letter and as well in your employment contract. So what are most of like the basic or universal things that come with jobs here in Dubai mostly, and what do they mean to you as an individual? The first thing is of course salary, and this is dependent on the job title, is dependent on different companies, is dependent as well on nationality. Don't ask me how, but yes. So some companies, especially in the hospitality, I have seen security companies give you a job and as well offer you transportation, a place to stay, that is accommodation, and some food. Depends, like it's diverse. Mostly in the hospitality, let's say hotel. In the hotels, they'll give you accommodation, they'll give you food and transportation. Company provided accommodation is on shared basis as well, so don't expect you'll have a whole mansion for yourself. It's a dream for everyone though. So food is based on different plans. Let's say they can provide maybe breakfast and dinner, or lunch and dinner. I am not completely aware because I didn't have those benefits, because we come to the other companies that offer you only salary and it's all inclusive. And this is like basic salary plus allowances. Like, they'll give you a flat rate, so you look for yourself accommodation, you look for yourself how you get to work, or you can decide to live near your workplace, and food as well. So in that case, for example, you are transferred from location to location. You can move or shift, because we live in a nomad life in a country whereby you're just like here for employment. So always be flexible, be ready to move anyhow. Like, I have changed locations in my previous job 3 times, and the choice is yours. You can decide to move or decide to find your own means of going to work if you're comfortable with wherever you're living. We have paid transportation, which is like you don't have to use the trains because you come from work, especially late, very late. If you work, for instance, in a mall, we have what we call car lift. It's paid shared transportation, which is minivans or just buses, and they can pick you up from your place of residence and take you to work. And as well, after your shift, you can be taken back home, and this goes like within every hour, although they communicate to you which they are like scheduled for dropping off and picking people off. So that's easily, and it's not it's not pricey actually, it's manageable. Depends, like if you can manage it as well, it's good. And if you cannot manage, you can as well move closer to work. You'll always find places to live closer to work. Even near the Burj Khalifa, you can find shared accommodation, so don't worry, you'll always find accommodation anyway. You just need to have money. Well, not a lot of money, you can find accommodation. That is an assurance. So in case of a company that gives you a flat salary, what else comes with it? Like, that is apart from food, apart from accommodation, apart from transportation. So don't be deceived like we're giving you this job, you have free visa, you have free medical insurance. Those are things which are basic, and the company must provide you with these things. So especially people who are recruited by agents, don't make the agents make it sound like it's a favor to give you a medical insurance, it's a favor to give you a visa. No. When a company hires you, it's required to give you a work permit, it's required to give you a residency visa that is that's dependent on the duration of your contract. It's required to give you a medical insurance. So those are things which are a must to provide. So what comes first? When a company hires you, they first get you a work permit, and this work permit is the one that facilitates the processing of your residency visa during or within the course of employment. Then the next thing is medical insurance. I'll give this based on what I was offered personally. So I was given a medical insurance. It's a group insurance, and then you pay partly. Don't be shocked, because I was shocked as well. When I was at home and I had medical insurance, when I get sick, I'll just go to the hospital and I will pay nothing from consultation and until payment, and even be given prescription without paying anything. But the medical insurance that I got here was like 20%, 80%. So you have to pay 20% of your medical costs, and 80% is paid by the company. And 20% is it's not easy. It's a lot, trust me. So sometimes you don't even want to go to the hospital whenever you feel sick, because you know this comes with a budget. When you fall sick and, for example, you cannot make it to work, you're supposed to provide a medical certificate. And this medical certificate is not for free. You pay it separately, like you're buying the medical certificate in an hospital and then you provide to your company. So getting sick here is not as luxurious as it may sound. So when you fall sick, you are supposed to go pay 20% at the hospital and then pay for medical certificate if maybe you feel you cannot make it to work. So whenever you fall sick, just find out, is it really being sick, or it's just being tired. I would say sometimes you're tired and you don't know, you just feel like you're sick. I used to feel that most of the time. So in this scenario, you have two options. It's either maybe you can call in to work sick and you don't provide the medical certificate, get what is called LOP. LOP means loss of pay. Loss of pay is you don't get paid for that day. So sometimes, not every day, once in a while, you can do that. If you feel like you need to take rest, just take LOP. Your health matters. I think I have taken a couple, but when you just realize, oh, at least sometimes you wouldn't know because you are in every day working and different schedules. You don't know if you're really sick or you're just tired, because you get, like, for example, one day off and then you don't even feel so rested. Then the company also is supposed to give you rest days. Some companies give you 1 day in every 7 days, and others give you 2 days in every 7 days if you're lucky, super lucky, especially maybe I would say government entities. So if you get lucky and get to a government entity, you'll get 2 rest days off. Any other hours that you work extra are supposed to be compensated, but don't even think about that, because I would say the compensation is not as much, and you need rest. You need you to be able to work. So But anyway, sometimes the hours will just be fixed in between and you don't realize. One time you realize you've worked for 11 hours, which is on record you're supposed to work for 8 hours. You'll even find yourself working for 15 hours non-stop, depending dependent on the nature of your job and operations. So I think those are the basic things that a company provides you. So there are the salary, there's a salary, medical insurance, your residency visa, and then lastly the Emirates ID, which is an identification document here. And once you have your residency visa, you'll not be asked to give your passport in most things. Like in hospital, if you go and you have a residency visa, they'll not ask you for your passport. You need to provide an Emirates ID. Like so many places you need to provide an Emirates ID, and your Emirates ID is valid until the end of your residency visa. So it's valid for that duration. For your salary, you receive on a bank account. They don't allow external bank accounts. You have to have a UAE bank account. So when you come here, you can consider to create one, or else the company provides you with, they usually have like partnerships with the banks and they can provide you with bank accounts. Alternatively, you can decide to use yours. There are different ones you can use, like I would say mostly digital banking, or any bank you can open, but that you'll be able to open only when you receive an Emirates ID, because they need to verify every detail with your Emirates ID. In this case, they'll not use your passports. Bank accounts, after you receive, for example, your salary account, if you want to use another account, I would recommend like you close the one which you are given. I did so, closed the one I was given by the company and continued using my like transactional account, which is as well as I would say transactional account and salary account. So you just request your company, you want to change your account number for your salary, and then because if you operate to bank accounts, maybe there are charges which are charged. There's minimum that you should keep in the account, so you don't want to incur those costs, because here you don't keep a bank account which is empty. It's either you have a certain limit, you have an amount of money which you should use within a month, or a certain balance that you should maintain in the bank account, or alternatively you have a charge that is charged monthly. If your account remains empty, you are charged monthly. So that is it for today, and if you have any questions, kindly drop them down below and I'll be able to answer either on your comments or on a separate video if it's a lot of details that is required. And thank you so much, and share this video to someone who is on a journey to coming to UAE and they will benefit from it. Thank you so much, and for today, bye bye.